Uh, wow. Wow. Fucking wow, dude. What the fuck did I even just listen to? What did we just listen to, buddy? What was that? What is this? Holy shit! Bloodmoon 1 is, well, a lot of things, but for the sake of this part of the video, it's mostly two things. One, it is the first part in what I assume is a multi-part album series, given the fact that it's literally called Bloodmoon 1, and two, most importantly, it is a collaborative effort between mathcore veterans and pioneers Converge, and goth folk singer-songwriter Princess Chelsea Wolfe, both of whom have become well known for creating dark, twisted, but introspective and cathartic music within their own realms. Along for the ride, we also have Ben Chisholm, who is a regular collaborator and partner of Chelsea Wolves, and has also worked on records from Death Heaven and The Armed and Genghis Tron, and of course Stephen Brodsky, a gentleman who requires no introduction. I mean, this motherfucker plays with Cave In, Quicksand, Old Man Gloom, Mutoid Man. He's done collaborative records with Marissa Nadler in the past, which I've thoroughly enjoyed. He was even ever so briefly a member of Converge way back in the day in the 1990s. So yeah, to put it bluntly, there's a lot of talent here. A lot of mad fucking skill on Bloodmoon 1, and I'm happy to report that none of that talent, none of that mad fucking skill has been wasted. Not a single fucking drop. Because Bloodmoon 1 isn't just a great fucking record, it's quite possibly one of the best things that any of these people have ever worked on. It is dark, it is dense, it is chilling, it is mysterious, it is completely, totally unpredictable. Anyone arguing that they can predict any one moment of this record is a fucking liar, or perhaps psychic, but I'm willing to bet the former. Just saying, if this were Vegas, I'd feel pretty comfortable right now. Everything is cloaked in a dense supernatural fog, from the lyrics to the production to the atmosphere and overall aesthetic of the record to the music itself, which thankfully finds a striking balance between the very mournful, ethereal singer-songwriter music of Chelsea Wolfe and obviously the blazing and introspective experimental hardcore of Converge. It's just an insane record. On repeat listens, I found myself going down an absolute rabbit hole of darkness and misery, not too dissimilar from that of You Won't Get What You Want from Daughters. It's so good that honestly, I'm not really sure where to begin dissecting this album. I mean, there's just so fucking much to talk about because there's so much going on. Hell, sometimes a single song can pack an album's worth of wild stylistic detours and deviations. Take, for instance, Viscera of Man, which initially launches headfirst into some pretty scorching and gritty and crusty kind of blackened crossover thrash with gnarly riffs and some ferocious fucking vocals. But then, just as you're starting to headbang, just as you're really starting to get into the groove of things, it suddenly launches into this very slow and meandering post-metal and doom metal with mournful vocals and agonizing guitar work. The riffs tower and lumber over you in apocalyptic fashion as Chelsea croons like she's at a funeral and Jacob screams like, well, he's also at a funeral, I guess. And the track just keeps expanding and growing before eventually settling on what can only be described as a satanic hymn, but with saxophone? I don't know, apparently Converge plus Chelsea Wolfe equals Sabbath Assembly. I don't really know how that fucking works out. There's a reason I cook for a living. I'm not good at math, but it's fucking insane. I love it. It's intense. Holy shit, and that's what matters. And guess what, folks? The combination wrecking ball of fun and misery doesn't stop there. You've also got Flower Moon, which plays around with some creepier keyboard and vocal harmonies, while also throwing out some super thick and sludgy, obtuse doom metal riffery at you. Then you've got Lord of Liars, which is a little bit more frantic, a little bit more technical, a little bit more noisy and in your face, almost like a really aggressive take on Black Midi. And then you've got Tongues Playing Dead, which combines classic hardcore flavor with the hard rock swagger and sizzle I would expect of a Mutoid Man banger. I mean, that lead riff alone could have easily been pulled off of a long-forgotten Helium Head B-side, and nobody would have fucking questioned it. That said, though, I think some of the best material on the record comes in the form of tracks like Coil, Crimson Dawn, and the album's title track, Bloodmoon, all of which do a great job at introducing some more straightforward, dare I say, accessible melodies and soundscapes before building upon them and elevating them to new levels of what the fuckery. These tracks lyrically are downright poetic, and musically it's some of the most evocative and heart-wrenching material on the entire album, especially when the strings and keyboards come into play and begin clashing with the electric guitar work. Bloodmoon in particular eventually evolves into an absolutely jaw-dropping display of, I don't know, symphonic post-doom metal? I guess that's what we're calling this? I don't fucking know. Look, I could probably make an entire video series thoroughly and explicitly dissecting everything that happens across this album, but the reality is, I have a fucking life. I've got bills to pay, groceries to buy, work to go and do, bitches to fuck. So I can't do that. So you're just gonna have to trust me when I tell you that everything we've talked about is only the tip of the fucking iceberg here. Especially if I'm correct in assuming that there is indeed a second album on the way. I mean, holy fucking shit. At that point, Converge and Chelsea Wolfe may as well make a full-blown motion fucking picture. My god, it'll have the same scale and length, that's for fucking sure. It should be obvious what my score is by this point. I've been gushing fucking non-stop, but for those of you unaware, it's a 4.5 out of 5. This is an incredible fucking record. Dangerously close to a 5 out of 5, if I may add. Personally, I'd like to see if there is a second part and how exactly the two pieces fit together before I say 5 out of 5, but there's a part of me that kind of wants to say it. There's a part of me that's kind of like, you know what, Robert, just fucking go for it. Just do it. See what happens. Whatever. What's the worst that could happen? From start to finish, this is one of the most immersive and challenging pieces of music that Converge or Chelsea Wolfe have ever made, and that in and of itself could be a problem for some, but, you know, at the same time, it's not like these guys were ever making anything especially accessible or radio-friendly, you know what I mean? Like, as fucking cool as it would be, I don't think we'll ever reach a point where Jane Doe or His Spun are being played on, like, top 40 pop radio stations, so, you know, I wouldn't worry too much about this being inaccessible. Do yourself a favor, folks, turn down the lights real fucking low, grab yourself a drink, perhaps a chompy-like buddy, for his protection, or her protection, obviously, not yours. You don't need it. You're a big boy and or girl. You can do this. You're not scared. You're strong. You got this. And enjoy the claustrophobic nightmare of darkness and misery that is Bloodmoon 1. 4.5 out of 5. A truly incredible record. Whew! Good thing I'm here to protect you, Chompy, right? And definitely not the other way around. Oh my god. All jokes aside, it seriously is one of the best albums of the year, folks. Go check it out. Holy shit, what an amazing album. And that is it for the Metal Meltdown. I'm not an expert, nor do I claim to be, so what do you think? Do you like this record? Do you not like this record? And what do you want to hear from me next? And thank you for watching. Make sure you press subscribe right here so you get updates on the Metal Meltdown fucking immediately. And as always, you have yourself a fantastic fucking day.